Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at the global market for medical baby monitoring devices.
Mhm.
We've got this new report, and it really shines a light on how parents are, increasingly focused on their infant's well-being.
Right. That focus, combined with some pretty impressive tech advancements, is definitely shaping a big industry.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to pull out the key insights, the projections from this report, give you a clear picture of where this market stands and where it might be heading.
And it's already a significant market. The report puts the estimate around USD 1,820 million just for 2025.
Wow, yeah. USD 1.82 billion in 2025. That really sets the scene, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It shows the current demand for these technologies, the ones giving parents, more insight and peace of mind.
Hmm.
But what's really interesting is the growth they're forecasting.
Okay, let's unpack that growth then. So looking out to 2033, the report projects the global market hitting USD 257.3 million.
That's quite a jump. Nearly $1 billion more over, what, 8 years?
Yeah, exactly. And the pace, the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, they estimate that at 5.80% between 2025 and 2033.
To 5.80%. So like you
Oh.
said earlier, not a flash in the pan. It's steady, consistent growth.
Right. And just for context, they're using 2024 as the base year. Look back at 2021 to 2024 for historical data. 2025 is the estimate, and the forecast goes up to 2033.
That 5.80% CAGR, it's a key number. It signifies, well, sustained growth in a market that's already in the billions. That points to a really strong underlying trend.
So that's the big picture globally, but, markets always look different region by region. What does the report say geographically?
Well, if we look at the regional breakdown, North America really stands out as the current leader. It accounts for over 40% of the global revenue in 2025.
Over 40%. That's huge.
Yeah, in dollar terms, that's about USD 673.4 million for North America in 2025.
Okay, dominant share. But what about its growth going forward? Is it keeping pace?
It's still growing, definitely positive, but maybe a bit more moderate. The TGAGR projected for North America is 4.3% through 2033.
Okay, 4.3%. And within North America?
The U.S. is the biggest piece, estimated at USD 531.31 million in 2025, growing at about 4.1%. Canada's next, around USD 80.81 million, but growing slightly faster at 5.1%.
Interesting.
And Mexico's at USD 61.28 million with a 4.8% CAGR. So, yeah, it suggests a pretty mature market, but still expanding.
Right. So North America's the current heavyweight. How does Europe stack up?
Europe's the second largest, holding over 30% of the global revenue for 2025,
Okay.
which translates to about USD 527.80 million. And their growth rate's pretty healthy, too. Projected CGR of 4.9% up to 2033.
Oh, absolutely. The UK, for instance, has a substantial market, estimated around USD 88.67 million, and it's got a solid 5.7% CAGR.
Okay.
Germany's even larger in market size, USD 104.5 million with a 5.1% growth rate. Then you have France, Italy, Russia, Spain.
A lot of key players. Yes, Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, Luxembourg, they all contribute significantly. The report details the sizes and KGRs for each, plus a rest of Europe category.
Got it. So established markets in North America and Europe. Now, you mentioned something about Asia Pacific having really strong potential.
Yes, exactly. And this is where things get really dynamic. Asia Pacific, or APAC, accounts for about 23% of the global market right now. So that's around USD 436.80 million in 2025.
Okay, about a quarter.
But, and this is the key point, it's projected to be the fastest growing region by a significant margin. We're talking an impressive 8.5% CAGR from 2025 to 2033.
Wow, 8.5% on that base. That's really going to shift things, isn't it?
It really is. There are several factors driving this. You've got a huge population base, of course, but also rising disposable income.
Right, people can afford more.
Exactly. Plus, there's a growing demand for smart healthcare solutions generally, rapid urbanization, and just a greater awareness around infant health and safety standards.
Makes sense. Which countries are leading the charge in APAC?
China is the largest market within APAC, estimated at USD 183.46 million, growing at 8.0%. But India actually has the highest projected growth rate in the entire report.
Really? Higher than 8.5?
Yep, a remarkable 10.4% CAGR, starting from a 2025 market size of about USD 43.68 million.
10%. That's incredible growth.
It is. And you also see strong growth in Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, which is also very high at 8.8%. Taiwan, Southeast Asia as a whole. It's really broad-based growth across the region.
It definitely sounds like APAC could reshape the global market share significantly in the next decade. What about the other regions mentioned? South America, Middle East, Africa?
They're smaller in terms of current market share, but still showing good growth.
Mm.
South America holds just over 5% of global revenue, about USD 69.16 million in 2025, and is projected to grow at 6.5% CAGR.
Okay.
Brazil and Argentina are the key markets there. The Middle East is around 2% share, USD 72.8 billion, but with a higher TGR of 7.1%.
Interesting.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia and the UAE are leading there. Turkey also shows strong growth potential. And Africa is currently about 1% share, USD 40.04 million, growing at 6.1% CAGR, with South Africa being the largest market.
So even the smaller regions are growing quite respectably. It seems the demand is pretty global, even if the starting points are different.
Absolutely. The underlying drivers seem to be felt everywhere, just at different intensities.
Okay, so that covers the geography pretty well. Let's shift gears a bit and look at the actual products. How does the report segment the market by product type?
It breaks it down into video monitors, breathing monitors, movement monitors, audio monitors, and then an others category.
Right, the usual suspects. Any standouts?
Well, what's interesting is that breathing monitors are highlighted as likely holding the largest share.
Breathing monitors. That makes sense, doesn't it? Given all the focus on SID's prevention.
Exactly. That seems to be a major factor. They offer that extra layer of reassurance for parents about something really critical.
Yeah, absolutely.
But while breathing monitors might have the biggest slice of the pie currently, the report also points to sleep trackers, particularly the wristwatch style ones, as the fastest growing segment.
Ah, so wearables are making inroads even here, tracking sleep patterns?
Seems so. Continuous, non-obtrusive monitoring of sleep is becoming more popular.
Fascinating. Okay, and how do these things connect? Wired versus wireless.
Right now, wireless baby monitors definitely hold the larger market share.
No surprise there, I guess.
Not really. The convenience is just huge, right? Remote access via your phone or tablet, real-time monitoring from anywhere.
Yeah.
But interestingly, the report notes that wired monitors are also expanding rapidly.
Oh, why is that, do you think?
Likely down to reliability, you'd worry about Wi-Fi signals dropping, and probably cost as well. They tend to be a bit more budget-friendly.
Okay, so flexibility versus dependability and price. Makes sense there's room for both. What about the actual hardware inside these monitors?
The report breaks down the hardware into quite a few categories. Camera is one, then camera with a room temperature sensor, devices focusing on motion and sound detection, others combining temperature and motion detection.
Lots of combinations.
Yeah, then you have standalone sensors, under the mattress types, diaper attachments, smart wearables like we mentioned, and an others category for things like camera sensing non-wearables.
Okay, which hardware segment is biggest?
The camera segment holds the largest share right now. That direct visual confirmation is clearly very important for parents.
Can't beat seeing your baby, right?
Pretty much. But again, mirroring the product type trend, the smart wearable category is showing really rapid growth. That non-intrusive continuous monitoring aspect is very appealing.
So cameras dominate, but wearables are catching up fast. Where are these devices actually being used? Hospitals, homes?
The report segments applications in a hospital, residence meaning home use, and nursery. Currently, the hospital segment has the largest share.
That figures with neonatal units and pediatric care.
Exactly. The need for critical, constant, sophisticated monitoring is highest there. But the residential or home use category is growing rapidly.
Driven by smart home tech, I imagine.
Yeah, fueled by the increasing availability and maybe affordability of these kinds of smart devices for infant care at home.
Okay, so hospitals lead, but homes are catching up. And how are people buying these? Online, offline?
Distribution channels are split into online and offline. Currently, the offline segment, think traditional stores, pharmacies, baby specialty shops, holds the larger share.
Still, I'd have thought online would dominate.
It seems the trust factor, being able to see and handle the product, maybe talk to a salesperson, is still really important for parents, especially for health-related baby items.
Great point.
However, the online channel is, predictably, growing very significantly. Convenience, wider product range, easy comparison, reviews, all those e-commerce advantages are definitely making an impact.
Right. So physical stores lead for now, but online is gaining fast? Okay, let's zoom out a bit. What are the core drivers pushing this whole market forward?
The report points to two main things. First, and probably foremost, is just increasing parental awareness and, frankly, heightened health concerns about infants.
Yeah, you hear a lot more about it.
Parents are more informed, they understand potential risks, They see the benefits of monitoring, so demand naturally goes up. The second big driver is technology itself. The advancements in wearable sensors, remote monitoring, better connectivity makes the devices more effective and easier to use.
So concerned parents plus better tools, that makes perfect sense. On the flip side, anything holding the market back.
Yes, the main restraint mentioned is the high cost of some of the more advanced devices.
Ah, the price tag.
Exactly. Especially for the really sophisticated medical grade ones, the cost can be a barrier, particularly in lower income regions. It limits accessibility.
Right, affordability is always key. And looking ahead, what key trends does the report highlight? What's shaping the future here?
Two big ones stand out. First, the continued integration of wireless and IoT Internet of Things technologies.
More connected devices?
Yes, leading to more features like real-time remote monitoring, cloud data storage, potentially even AI for analysis and early warnings. The second major trend is the growth in those wearable medical baby monitors we talked about. Comfortable, non-intrusive, continuous tracking.
So even more connected, data-rich, and wearable tech. Sounds about right. Who are the big companies in this space?
It's described as quite competitive. Key players are focusing on those smart, wireless, wearable innovations. The report lists names like Summer Infant, Angel Care Monitors, VTech, Lorex Technology, Motorola.
Familiar names.
Yeah, iBaby Labs, Netgear, Safety First. It also mentions there's some confidential data on other players too, so it's a mix of established baby product companies and tech firms moving into the space.
Interesting mix. And just to circle back quickly, the report really emphasizes those regional dynamics we discussed.
Yes, absolutely. It reiterates that North America was dominant in 2025, likely due to high awareness, spending power, good infrastructure. But crucially, Asia-Pacific is expected to see the fastest growth moving forward, driven by population, rising incomes, and that demand for smart healthcare.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this deep dive up. Based on this report, we're seeing significant global growth in medical baby monitors. It's being pushed by greater parental awareness and big tech advances.
Right. North America leads now, but Asia-Pacific is the one to watch for rapid expansion.
And the tech trends are clearly towards wireless, wearable, connected devices. Breathing monitors hold a large share, but sleep trackers are growing fastest.
Hospitals use them most now, but home use is catching up quickly. And while people still buy offline, online sales are booming.
The main hurdle seems to be the cost of the high-end stuff. But overall, the picture is one of technology playing a much bigger role in infant health and safety.
That sums it up nicely. It's definitely a dynamic space where care meets innovation.
And maybe a final thought for you to ponder. As these devices collect more and more detailed health data about infants, how might that data eventually be used? Could it lead to truly personalized care, maybe even predict health issues before they become serious?
That's a fascinating question.
It certainly raises interesting possibilities and also questions around data privacy and the role of AI right at the start of life. Something to think about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.